That's a really good fight. You know what I'm saying, man? Got to see how Teofimo comes back. Can he bounce back from those injuries and stuff he's had? If his body's right, is he back in shape? Is he back in normal form? Not shape. I mean, is he okay? Is he conditioning the way he the things that have been wrong with him? Has he fixed those things? So is he physically okay to return back to normal form or not? Because if he's not, he won't be Josh Taylor, because Josh Taylor is a fighter who's on his way. But if he's at his normal physical way of being, then I would lean probably toward Teofimo because of the experience factor and just that I know he was sucking himself down pretty light, making 135, so he'll be more comfortable at 140. And not Josh can punch, and Josh not a bad fight either. But experience-wise, I would lean toward Teofimo. But if Josh can get in and get under control and get himself comfortable early, Josh can win the fight too. Because so you pick. Josh is very good early, and Josh is a very strong fighter down the whole fight. So Josh is no walkover.
Obviously, Taylor in his last fight didn't look that impressive. You know, to be honest with you, none of them looked that impressive in the last fight. Even Lopez, he didn't, and he was fighting a southpaw too. He didn't look very impressive whatsoever. But this will be a different type of fight, I believe.
Who would you give the edge to?
Do you know what? I struggle on this one. I really do. They both can punch. Taylor gets his power from putting his combinations together. I believe Lopez has power in his single shots. Who's got the right game plan, and you know who hits the other one first? I don't think it'll go the distance, but I don't know who. I'm really sitting on the fence with this one.
Come on, Luke. I don't get to speak to you that often. Don't sit on the fence.
No, I know, but I want to give you a decision. I want to say Lopez or I want to say Taylor, but I honestly think this is... I don't know which way this fight's going to go. Taylor's got a great chin. What are you thinking?
I lean towards Taylor. But I agree with you. I think it's a very good fight, a very good style fight.
Yeah.
But it's almost as if, it seems crazy to say it of two former undisputed champions. Yeah. But 18 months ago, this is one of the best fights you could make in the sport. Now, on the back of the Catterall performance for Taylor and Lopez's last couple of performances, it's almost, it's who turns up on the night, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, they say you're only as good as your last performance sort of thing. But, it's... I'm struggling to pick a winner on this one.
That's one of those fights, right, where you can make a fantastic argument for either of them winning that fight, and it's one of them ones that will definitely get my attention as a fan because it's an unbelievable matchup.
Who comes out on top and how?
I think Josh has grown mentally over the last few months. He seems where he is now seems to be working really well for him, and I like Josh. I'm going to go with Josh.
Great fight. I really like Josh Taylor and their team. It's hard not to like the Lopez's team, but it's hard to like them at the same time. So I wish them both. They're both teams well, and a great fight. And anything is possible.
Can I ask you for a prediction in that one?
Josh Taylor by stoppage.
It's going to be a great fight because Josh Taylor has been one of our terrific champions, and Teofimo has been training like an animal. So, I look for a really good, interesting fight, and there are still some tickets available, and hopefully the Scottish fans come over across the pond to New York and enjoy the weather and all the attractions we have in New York City.
Yeah, interesting fight. Really hard for me to call. Lopez didn't look great at his step up to 140. That fight was a bit underwhelming for him. Taylor's last fight, I didn't think he won that last fight he had. So it's an interesting matchup, and then we're looking at the injuries that he sustained throughout training with his new team, how he's overcome them injuries, how Lopez has regrouped after his last performance. I think there's a lot riding on it from both, so interesting matchup.
Who do you think will come out on top?
You know what, Andy? I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor ran through him. I know it's only Lopez's second fight at 140. And again, though, but I wouldn't be surprised if. Sorry about that. I wouldn't be surprised again if Lopez had regrouped and he can cause Taylor an awful lot of problems. And again, we just mentioned the injuries that he's picked up. So he's managed to adapt his training and overcome them. So I'm really on the fence with it.
Yeah, I really like Josh in that fight. I think that Josh is a big unit for 140. Got a fantastic engine, great work rate, great up close, great variety. I really think Teofimo will massively struggle to hold Josh Taylor off. I think that I actually fancy Josh by late stoppage.
I think it's a quality fight. Two characters, two real hotheads to say things they probably shouldn't say at times, but that makes it build up really interesting for the kind of casual fan. I think that Lopez hasn't looked the same fighter since he's went up to light welterweight as he was at lightweight. And for that reason, I think Josh Taylor beats him. I know, Josh wasn't brilliant, far from it, in his fight against Jack Catterall. We all know that, but we all know that he's a much better fighter than that as well. And I think if both these guys are at their best, then Josh is a better fighter than Teofimo Lopez, and he should win the fight.
I think it's a great fight. I think Lopez coming up will probably be the difference. I think Taylor looks healthy. You know, people have been talking about him having to move up, and you know, obviously he's real tight at the weight. But I've seen stuff on social media. He looks healthy, so I think it'll be nip and tuck. But I reckon by the time you get to sort of around 7 and 8, I think Josh's size will be the difference, and I think he'll take over in that last sort of third of the fight.
Take over and stop, or take over points?
I don't know. I don't think he'll stop him. Maybe. You know, I won't be surprised if he stops him late, because he's got that sort of intense pressure, Josh, when he gets in his mode. But I'd be more likely to say he'll beat him on points.
Well, it's a big fight. It's a tough fight, exciting fight. I know they're both game. I know Josh is definitely game. I know Lopez likes a little bit of trash talking and whatever. So it's going to be a great build-up and a good fight. I think it's going to be a fireworks.
How do you expect it to go?
I'm on the fence. Obviously, I'm rooting for Josh, but I'm totally on the fence. I think if Josh can put similar work in he did against Prograis and sort of use Josh is a big light welterweight. If he can use his size and he's done everything correct, then I think he can come out on top.
Yeah, good fight. You know, someone I've rated over the years, Teofimo Lopez. I've been a fan of his. Thought he was going to be the breakout star. But look, that been brilliant, beat Lomachenko, but seemed to have come unstuck a little bit, like lost himself. Doesn't know. Like I said, look, no secret to see what he said in the ring. You know, have I still got it? His confidence seems shot to bits, and you know, I think it's a perfect time for Josh Taylor to get Teofimo Lopez.
It's a great fight, and I think it's one that favours Josh. He seems to be buzzing. Training is slightly different now, new gym. He seems to be buzzing and back to his old self. How they do things is slightly different. I think it does suit him more. I might even go out to New York and watch that and be ringside to watch Josh defend his belt. You know, it's a massive fight, but like I said, it's one that favours Josh, and I do think he'll get the win there.
You say it favours Josh. Why do you feel that?
Just stylistically, you know, as we've seen against Catterall, you know, without giving too much away, you know, it was all wrong for Josh, that style, and it's not negative, but very patient counter punching and two southpaws. You know, this is fight. You're going to see the best of Josh. I believe that 100%. I think he's going to get the win.
Look, it's a fantastic, and as you know, very well known in the States and in Europe. It's a worldwide fight, and obviously he's been out the ring a while now, Josh, but we'll be knocking, you know, a few hundred rounds up in sparring for him to shed that rust and get under there. But what a fight. I'm excited for it. I think stylistically it makes for a really hard, tough, and it'll be a barnstormer. I think it'll be a really good fight, that one he's getting his teeth into, and I really love that fight for Josh. Yeah, I think he comes out victorious, and Teofimo will make Josh shine, definitely.
I just think with his style and the way he fights, I think I can knock him out. You know, I think he leaves the cell open, and I can walk him onto a shot, and I can definitely open him up like a tin of beans and put him under pressure and make him fold. I've watched him a lot, so I know what mistakes he makes and how his style is. So I know what I can do, and I know I can stop him. You know, I'm not putting pressure on myself saying I am going to stop him, but I definitely think I can. And I'll not be looking for it either, because then when you go looking for it, it never comes. So I know I can hit him with good shots, and I know he leaves his cell open, so he exposes himself quite a lot.